Hi guys, this is the tutorial on how to weigh and measure your food. The easiest way, the cheapest way to weigh and measure your food and to know how many calories, how many carbohydrates, how much fat, how much protein you are ingesting is to first of all get on your iPhone and go to your app store. So I'm going to plug in here, app. My app store shows up. I'll click on there. Let my app store load, and I am going to search for the app called MyFitnessPal. We'll search for that, and it'll come up. It'll look just like so. It's blue. It's a blue button. It's got an Under Armour logo on it, a silhouette of somebody leaping through the air. Mine says open because I've already downloaded it. Yours may say get or download. Go ahead and get or download it if you need to. If you are downloading it or getting it, then you may have to go through all of the prompts to make a username, a password, and make yourself an account. And once you buzzsaw through all of those prompts, it's going to bring you to this, which is your home page, which I just circled down at the bottom left. And now you can see at the top, it tells me how many calories. I've ingested 0 calories today. It also has an article at the top about the dangers of eating processed foods. Yours may look different. You're not going to actually spend a lot of time on the home page. You're going to spend a majority of your time on this diary page. So you can even skip this part and just go to diary. And now that we are on diary, you can see that it's the top of the screen remained the same, but now it's asking me, what did I eat for breakfast? What did I eat for lunch? And what did I eat for dinner for today? And if I click here, you can see that I could choose yesterday, or I could go to tomorrow even if I already know what I'm going to plan on eating tomorrow. But let's talk about how to upload your food. The easiest way, the first way to upload food is with a barcode. So I'm going to click right here on add food for breakfast. And let's say that I ate something. You can see that when I click on add food, you can see that it brings up a list of foods that I've already ingested because the smartphone will preload it. But up at the top right, there's a barcode. That's the easiest way to upload food, is if it had a barcode. It's not the most suggested way, but it's the easiest way. So if I click on this barcode, you'll see that it'll switch me over to my camera. I want to load this share bar right now, so I'll turn it over and find the barcode. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in on that barcode, and hopefully it doesn't make a liar out of me, and it will load this up. Sometimes you might have to just straighten out the barcode a little bit. And now that I have found it and recognized it, you can see the share bar has shown up by default. I'll click on this check button up at the top, and that will load it right into my food. Simple enough, right? Next way to add food would be fast food restaurants or restaurants that you go to, like Outback Steakhouse or Chipotle or anywhere. You can add food from their menus, are usually preloaded in MyFitnessPal as well. So I will now click on add food for lunch. This is going to ask, you can see my share bar is preloaded in, but I'm going to plug in McDonald's. Even though I don't suggest you go to McDonald's for lunch, you can see that all of their foods are loaded. And if they have check marks, that means they've been verified. Now, specifically from McDonald's, let's say that I had a grilled chicken artisan sandwich. And I search for that. It shows up. I'm going to click on that, grilled chicken artisan. And I'll also click the check button to say I ingested it. And now you can see that I've got my strawberry share bar up at the top. I've got my artisan grilled chicken sandwich loaded. And that's another way to add food. The last way to add food is just to add real food. Like, let's say right here, I'm going to add food for dinner. I am going to search for broccoli. And, of course, I have to weigh and measure this to see that I'm having the right amount. But then I measure out a cup of broccoli, and I'm going to click on check as if I had eaten that. And now that added broccoli. Any snacks that I had? Oh, gosh, let's say that you're eating a food that has 2+ items in it. Let's just use cereal for a simple example. So on snacks, I'm going to click add food. And let's just say I had... Oh, goodness. I didn't really do this, I promise. But let's say I had Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I'm going to search for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm going to want to measure out my Cinnamon Toast Crunch here to make sure that I only have 0.8 cups because that's what it says a serving is. So when I click on Cinnamon Toast Crunch, now let's say I had more than that, then I might change, maybe I had double that. So I would change my servings to 2, but I'm not. I'm only going to have 1 serving of it. So I click this as if I had my Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then I also, with that food, I had skim milk. And I'm going to search for skim milk. I had 1 cup of it. Change the serving size or the number of servings, of course, and hit check once I'm happy with it. And now I've got all of my food for the day. I've got my vanilla share bar. I've got my artisan grilled chicken sandwich. I've got my broccoli. I've got my Cinnamon Toast Crunch and my skim milk. And you can see here that I've ingested 821 calories for the day. To find out what my carbohydrate, fat, and protein breakdown is, I would scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see this button here. It says nutrition. You're going to click on nutrition, and that will bring you to this screen. Now, at the top of this screen, it's got 3 different options. It says calories, nutrients, or macros. If you look, just click on your macros, and you can see here, it will tell you how many grams of carbohydrates you've had, how many grams of fat you've had, how many grams of protein you've had, and then it will tell you what your percentage of your caloric intake each of those were. So that is how you simply weigh and measure your food. Not that any of the foods we plugged in are the foods we recommend. Not that any of the goals you may have seen on my screen are any of the goals that you should have. But that is the simplest way to weigh and measure your food. All right, guys, there you go.